What is that, Jeremy? What are you doing there? A little hocus pocus?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Big week for Jeremy next week. The MLB futures game. And
Wait a minute, hold on. Is that already next week?
isn't it?
I don't know. Days are running
Wait,
together.
2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, days are running together. I don't have an answer for that.
2 weeks from now, and you have not one, not two, not three, not four,
Keep
not
going.
five,
Yep,
six,
more.
seven,
That's almost.
eight.
That would be
You have
correct.
8 players in the
Yeah.
Major League Baseball futures game that
Yeah.
have been participants in your New Balance Future Stars series
Well-
programs. And I know I always go back to this, but that's not bad for a disgruntled, washed up
I was
scout.
going to just tell you how angry I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, very,
Angry,
very,
yeah.
very angry and upset. It's kind of gross. How upset I am, and
So which guys, I'm looking here at the list. So which guys, I mean, obviously I know the big one.
really,
Well,
who?
I just want to make sure he's on the list.
He's on the list.
Cam Collier.
He's on the list.
Does he have the highest ceiling of the guys?
Robbie Snelling's pretty good.
Robbie Snelling?
Robbie Snelling's pretty good. We had Robbie when he was 14 or 13 at an event at USC. Like Robbie Snelling's really good. The thing about us that's different is that we're there constantly with these guys. It's not like it's a one and done. Like there are other groups out there who, they live to showcase. There is obviously, and I'll say this,
And they showcase to live.
Yeah. I'll say this for the disgruntled, your
Mhm.
word, people in the back who yell at clouds. What I mean by that is that we actually get invested, and there's a lot. We don't have these kids every day. We're not developing like their coaches are. We're guiding, and it's like coordinators in an organization. We see you this time. This we need to work on. Go. This time we need to work on. Go. And over years, it builds into it. It's how you get over 100 guys in MLB Combine because they're prepared.
All right. So the entire list, give me the guys.
Ready? It's actually a longer list than I thought. Cam Collier,
Yep.
Cooper Pratt,
Yep.
Sebastian Walcott,
Yep.
Tamar Johnson,
Yep.
Dylan Cruz,
I've heard of him.
Owen Casey,
Yep.
Tim Kentz,
Know him.
Robbie Snelling.
Wow. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Ocho.
Ocho.
Yeah, as we say back home, Calle de Ocho.
Boy, Dylan Cruz,
Yeah. I know.
who is now in AAA.
Yep. That's affirmative.
Cam Collier. Give me a couple of sentences on each guy. If you had to give me a couple of sentences on Cam Collier.
You start with Cam.
Cam Collier, third baseman, Cincinnati Reds.
Prototypical corner bat, plate discipline, power, can play third base, may slide over to first base, reminds me of Dimitri Young.
Cooper Pratt, shortstop, Brewers.
Cooper Pratt is a guy who I love this kid. Like I really do. Like close relationship with the family. He's good, great kid. Cooper Pratt has a lot of gloss in him. He also could be Travis Fryman, depending on the frame, right? But to me, he's got some Troy gloss in him. He's 6'4", not quite as broad as Troy, but he leverages the baseball. His innate field to hit, barrel the ball type skills, can play short. I think he gets run off of short, but he could be, if he stays short, it could be Alan Trammell. Yeah, I said it.
Sebastian Walcott, shortstop, Texas.
Sebastian Walcott has all the upside in the world. He's Bahamas kid. Spent the least amount of time with him only because when he committed to sign or had enough in place to be able to sign, he kind of stopped working out publicly. If that makes sense. But he was a Ranger for a while. He's a good player. Tremendous upside, power, young, growing into himself, part of the Bahamian movement a little bit off that island, following a little Jazz Chisholm.
Tamar Johnson.
Terry Pendleton, good player, going to hit, playing the big leagues. How much impact he's got, he'll decide.
Dylan Cruz, outfielder, Washington.
DC is an exceptional human. By the way, all the kids I just talked about, exceptional human beings. DC is an exceptional human being. Handles the spotlight really well. Knows how to function in big moments. Knows how to connect to the younger generation. Knows how to be a star and be humble about it. And it's more impressive than his natural ability on the field. But he's an obvious one.
Outfielder from the Cubs, Owen.
Bobby Kilty comparison. Here's Owen Casey true.
Owen Casey.
Yeah, Owen Casey, true story. I'm doing a workout in Canada. Okay. And I want everybody to hear this. There's another group who is very present in Canada. And they're present around the country. They have 3 initials, not 2. 3 initials. They've shortened it since 2-2, but it's really 3 initials, and has report on the end of it. Okay, I'll leave the first 2 alone, but it's a report. Could be anybody. They tried to misdirect me on this kid and tell me he was a different grad year. It was intentional. And the agent was the one that straightened it out. The kid would have missed out. Okay, good kid. Saw him hitting the cage. Saw him running, throwing. So I was like, "Who's this guy?" Right? Quiet. Gets after it. Doesn't say a whole lot. Just goes to play baseball every day. And the agent said, "Hey, he's this year grad class." The other group was there, which I don't tell people not to come because I'm trying to make sure these kids get what they need and get out of it. And they intentionally tried to misdirect me. How about that? But Owen Casey, that's Owen Casey. Bobby Kilty. Who's the next one?
Next one is Tink Hence,
Uh,
right-handed pitcher, Cardinals.
Those of you guys that have been around a long time are going to recognize this name. Tink Hence is Mike Norris.
Ooh,
Mike Norris
wow.
is a former Oakland Athletic, and when I was a very small child,
Yep.
I watched a lot of him in the A's with Ricky and Dwayne Murphy and Tony Phillips and the guys Dave Stewart that I grew up around. I remember seeing Mike Norris, about 5'11", 175 pounds. He didn't pitch very long in the big leagues, but man, was he electric. And he reminded me of Mike Norris.
It's a shame that you can't get down to Corpus to see some of these kids come through, because a lot of them are in the Texas League.
I'm disgruntled.
Yeah. And last but not least, left-handed pitcher, San Diego, Robbie Snelling.
Robbie Snelling is one of the hardest working players I've ever been around. He is an absolute beast of a human being. By the way, many of those guys on that list, they're New Balance guys now. New Balance guys. Robbie Snelling's a New Balance guy, physical, linebacker, quarterback, football mentality. He was the MVP at everything we did. Performance, tools, 95, 97, plus breaking ball. Starter profile, has some bullpen risk, but man, it's a good arm. Throws a bunch of strikes, and it's left-handed. So
Mike Norris, and I have to look this up because those early 80s Oakland A's,
did I date myself there?
late 70s, man, they threw a lot of complete games.
Yes, they did.
Mike Norris in 1980, 33 starts, 24 complete games, went 22-9. Then in 81, he goes 12-9 with 12 complete games. And 82, 7-11 with 7 complete games. Interesting. Wasn't exactly a strikeout pitcher in terms of compiling them up. In terms of, building them up, he had 284 innings in 80 and struck out in under 180 guys. After that, the strikeouts per 9 innings went down quite a bit. But man, he was something else. He was something else. So you'll be going to.
So hang on a second. You mean when I was 4 years old, I was scouting at 4? That's not bad, huh? It's not bad. Maybe that's how you get 22 out of 100.
22 out of 100.
Or 8 out of 40 or 50.
So on KHOU 11 Sports Extra, we did an exercise where we made a case for some Astros who definitely are not in the top 4 of Houston Astros who deserve to go to the All-Star game.
Yep.
Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, Jose Altuve, Ronel Blanco. It has come out on Wednesday that Altuve and Yordan will be starters. Stephen Kwan ended up with more votes than Kyle Tucker. Oh, you didn't hear that?
I was a little busy this afternoon.
Yeah. But anyhow, so our colleague, Zach Tawatari, says, here's a guy that may be deserving, Jake Myers. And Zach calls him Super Jake based on some of the catches he makes in the outfield. So Jeremy says, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a 5th outfielder.
Well, to set it up right, Zach said, it's a burn, it's a plane, it's Super Jake. And then I said, yeah, it's a burn and it's a plane, it's Super Jake. I mean, it's 5th outfielder. And I thought it was pretty good.
It was
Still.
pretty good. All right,
Yeah.
so let's run down the starters in the All-Star game. American League, Adley Rutschman. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. First base, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a down year, he's hitting 298 with 13 homers and an
Doesn't
848
sound too down
OPS.
to me.
Jose Altuve, 6th starting selection.
Good player.
It's pretty incredible when you look at the guys he's behind in terms of all-star starter elections. As a second baseman, he's behind only Roberto Alomar, Ryan Sandberg, and Joe Morgan. Can you say Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Gunnar Henderson, shortstop.
Good for him.
Why do you say good for him?
Because he's a good player. And to do that in your second year is pretty good. Good for him.
Third baseman, Jose Ramirez.
That makes sense. That fits.
Designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez.
Now, will they hit him second in the lineup? I'm asking.
It's funny, we don't really hear much about that anymore.
Oh, we hear nothing about it. There's a couple people on X who said a lot of things. I mean, I'm just never, there's a GIF or that or is it GIF?
GIF.
Yeah, there's a GIF that I have taken to using where it's a politician. We have the truth. We have receipts. I got him about hitting Alvarez second, about how wrong I was. And all of a sudden he went from not doing well to an all-star designated hitter.
Well, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
Not like he is now. Look at the splits. He's
All right.
he's starting to play well.
Well, he was off to a really hot start.
Where?
He was off to a pretty hot
I
start.
thought he struggled to get going, and then he got a couple of good games, and then
Maybe that's what it
he
was.
was
Maybe that.
Tucker,
Yeah.
too.
Okay. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I mean, it wasn't working. And then he's an all-star. Might be something to this lineup construction thing. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah.
Might be something to it. You know what?
I was on 790 this morning.
Oh, were you?
Yes, with
Okay.
Stan Norfleet.
Okay.
And I basically had to make the point that, these lineups, I know everybody says that the inner circle is ruining the Astros and this and that. But again, it's what we've mentioned all the time. The inner circle, do you think they'd be putting these lineups out there?
That's right.
No,
That's right.
they wouldn't be putting these lineups out there.
What do you say?
It was funny. Stan basically said, if Joe Espada doesn't make out the lineups and he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that, then what does he do? Why is he even there?
That's a great question. Because inquiring minds want to know. That's a great question. But it's definitely not guys who've been around the game for 40, 50 years.
No.
They're doing that stuff, So I'm glad you got a chance to make that point.
Tried to.
Yeah.
All right, batting second, Yordan splits. 277, 5 homers, 13 runs driven in.
And
batting third, 306. And his OPS is about 120 points higher.
I'm just gonna look.
Yeah, but we knew that.
No, wait, well, hold on. I thought I was some kind of like a bunch of weird names.
Mhm.
Isn't that right? Is that over there? They moved it over there. You want to just go ahead and put a tally
Done
over
this.
there?
Aaron
Yeah.
Judge,
Yeah.
Juan Soto,
Yeah.
Stephen Kwan.
It's the Quan. You gotta
First time All-Star, batting 362, which puts him in a position to take the lead as soon as he gets enough plate appearances.
I would take him over that, yeah.
National League, William Contreras,
Good one.
Brewers.
Yeah. It's a guy that we didn't want here in Houston as a catcher.
No, that was Wilson
I'm
Contreras.
sorry, thank
Yes.
you, Wilson.
First base, Bryce Harper.
Who?
Marte. Second base, Diamondbacks.
Cattell?
Mm-hmm.
We had him in Seattle.
And
Traded him. Like we traded everybody else. It was good. I'm sorry.
Trey Turner, shortstop.
Yeah.
He's back after missing some time
popularity contest this
with
year.
a
but
hamstring
he
issue.
deserves it. He's a good player.
Third base, Alec Boehm.
So you 3 Phillies?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if the people in Philly got out to vote.
Shohei Ohtani is your DH.
Who?
Yelich,
Yeah.
Profar,
Profar.
Jerkson Profar,
Good for him. San Diego. Good for him.
sitting 311 with a 404, 472.
There's a lesson in resilience. Good for him.
Fernando Tatis
Junior.
Jr.
And so 2 Padres and 3 Phillies.
Yeah. So basically, your outfield is Phillies or Padres. Your infield is Phillies.
What happened to the rest of and the Brewers are mixed in there somewhere?
Yeah, couple.
Okay, so Brewers, Phillies, and Padres are playing the All-Star game. Interesting. All right.
All right.
All right. Let's move on.
So we're going to be going on a bit of a hiatus because someone's not going to be here.
Which one? Which one would that be?
Yeah,
You
me.
first and then me second?
Yep. So I'm not going to be here for a little bit. So, and then we got Texans training camp coming back up after that.
Oh, man.
But we'll find a way.
We have to. We got the Astros going to the postseason again.
You think?
I think they're going to do it.
Do you?
I've been saying the whole year they're a better club than what they were playing in this division. You know, they should be stepping on people. If after the All-Star break they come back with the right lineup construction, they'll be able to overcome some of the pitching lack of depth. And while we're there, the development of Hunter Brown's sinker and what he has done has changed him as a pitcher. You don't really know how successful it's going to be until the league has a chance to see it, really see it, and adjust to it. Once again, just like when you get to the big leagues, they adjust, you adjust to them, they adjust to you. That's the game. Then you settle in about year 3. This is year 2. He's extending himself. He's a better performance. He's had a really good run. What, 9 starts, 9, 10 starts? Really good run. Okay. After a lot of questions, including this guy right here, along with other people saying he's a reliever. That sinker has changed things. Players evolve, right? If without that sinker, he's definitely a reliever. He's a short 1 inning guy who's a turn the lineup over a guy one time, but he's not a starter because they figured him out the second time through. It's going to be good to see what that see him continue to develop with that pitch and what the league does back with him. But he is a humongous piece right now to their success with the injuries that they've had. And, you know, I know Garcia really started to throw.
Supposed to pitch Thursday in Corpus.
Right. So hopefully he's back in a few weeks and you got some help.
So you're willing to alter your ceiling for Hunter Brown based on one pitch?
I'm willing to say the success is astronomical with this addition, and that can change guys. And so without the ability to understand they're making that addition, it's not like we're the same guy. It's an apples to apples. It's apples to apples. It's reliever. It's apples to oranges. And the orange, a Minute Maid orange, is the one where you're now sinking the ball and cutting it and darting it out of the zone, and guys are swinging and hitting the top of it, and you're throwing it for strikes at 96. That's pretty good. And if you're able to do that, you're able to start. Otherwise, he's a back end guy or a reliever, and that's his best role. Right now, he's helping.
Another point I had to make this morning on Sports Talk 790 with Stan Norfleet was that there is a potential issue that will arise in the next month or two.
What's that?
We saw this last year. Spencer Arrighetti, Ronel Blanco have never thrown more than 120 innings in a professional season. And guess what? You're counting on, especially Blanco.
Yeah. Who's an all-star, right?
Hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah, he'll get in.
But you're going to get into this territory, and that's where a lot of these injuries have really hurt because you haven't been able to go to a 6-man. I think you agree with me that 6-man rotation in 2022 is a reason why they were able to win the World Series that year, because you were able to save bullets and keep the guys as rested as possible or as much as you can over the course of a 162 game season. And they were, I would say, fresher, a little bit more fresh than they were. I mean, Verlander's arm was barking in 2019. So from what I've heard, but I still think that utilizing that 6-man rotation did help immensely down the stretch in 2022.
I agree with you. I think, good managers and good general managers and good scouts and good baseball people making decisions are always open to evolving and changing and adjusting on the fly with what they see. You recognize your team's got some fatigue, you go ahead and put something like that in, but you got the personnel to do it. Question is whether or not you have the personnel to do it. You're right.
Yeah, that's the issue obviously with all of the injuries.
Yeah.
They don't have that luxury.
Well, certainly with McCullers, whenever he shows up, would help in the bullpen. But when's that going to be?
I don't know.
Because it's been almost 2 years now, right? Or a year and a half?
Year and a half, I think.
That's not good. At some point you got to come back and take the baseball. But, it's interesting. There's some decisions that those guys have to make as far as health. I'll say this to you here. There's some decisions I have to make as well.
Yep.
There's some decisions I got to make that have come up.
Yep.
Interesting. See where this is going to go.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm listening for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
All right.
I don't know what that means yet.
Well, that's a good teaser right there.
It is.
All right.
I'm looking. Wait, hold on. After years of saying no, I am listening. That's all I'm saying.
Is this the tease, you
That's the
think,
tease,
for
that's it.
for like what I
That's it.
post on I
Yeah.
post on?
After years of saying no
Mhm.
and adamantly saying no, I'm listening. Not saying I'm doing anything, but I'm listening.
All right, everybody. We got to go because I got to go. Jeremy, until next time.
Yeah.